I have like an apology to make. I made a lot of videos talking about how I was like, where's the future? Where's my future? Where's my VR? Where's my AI? Where's my robotics? Now, I don't quite have the AI and the robotics, but recently I got the Oculus Go, and this has been, it's not a life changer, but it's helped me get over so much of my anger of where's my future. I didn't know which channel to make this video on, whether it was my technology review channel or my gaming channel, but since this deals with like my evolution, I'm doing it on my channel. So I saw this video, some guy spent, this is on YouTube, some guy spent a week in VR, meaning day and night, even though he lost track of what was day and night, and sleeping and everything. He did it with the VR thing on, and through his journey I saw some of the things that he had experienced in it. One of them was there was like a 360 space station looking back at the Earth app, and I was like, oh, let me see what that looks like. And then another one was he was using Google Earth in 360, and I realized, I was like, oh man, that's why maybe they filmed Street View the way they did, was thinking ahead for 360 VR. If you've seen this channel, you know that I tried buying the Google Cardboard, and I was complaining for like 20 years, where's my VR, where's my future, whine, and then I finally got it. I got the Google Cardboard, and it made me severely motion sick in less than 5 minutes of using, which was like the total irony. Here I was complaining like, where's my VR, where's my VR? I finally get it, only to find out that I can't use it. So I was pretty bummed out, to be honest, the past 2 to 3 years, just knowing that like, man, I'm never gonna get to experience VR. And it's really like one of the peak things I thought about the future. I was like, you know, someday virtual reality would be normal. So after seeing that video, I was like, man, I think there's different technologies of filming VR. Some like, it's like a parallax effect, like 180 in both eyes, and I think that's what Cardboard was doing, and that's what was making me sick. But then I found that there was like just a straight camera shot of it, and those still make me sick, but not as sick. Anyway, I looked up VR, like what's the lowest price good VR thing, and it was the Oculus Go. And it was $199 for the base rate, and then $249 for the 64 gig version. That's what I got. So I paid $249 for this. This thing has changed everything. The biggest thing that it's done for me is that I'm no longer complaining about where's my future, where's my future. I have it. And man, this thing is, and I'm trying to sell you on this just in case you don't have, if you've never experienced VR. This thing is everything. I haven't figured out how to put this on video yet. I know there's ways to do it, but I just got it. I got it about a week ago. So I'm going to tell you the things that I've done in this so far. There's no Google Earth app for the Oculus Go. It's called Wander. So Wander is essentially Google Earth, but without the globe animation. But you still can see all the street view. And the street view is incredible. I mean, literally, you could turn around and it's like if you have an old neighborhood you wanted to visit, like I did, I went to the old neighborhood and it was like I was there. And other places, obviously, you know, Egypt and landmarks and operas and, you know, all the famous tourist attractions have more laid out 3D views, 360 views. And so those are much better to explore. But a lot of places just have like individual photographs people have taken, and you can check those out. Anyway, so Wander, the street view, it's amazing. I spent like 2 hours one night just touring Pembroke Pines, which is where I used to live. And what you could do, what's neat about it too, is if you use Google Earth, Google Street View on a computer, you know, you have to keep clicking that arrow, and it only moves you up like 5 meters at a time. There's a teleport thing, so this is the controller that comes with it. And if you just click like in the distance, it'll take you to the distance, so it's called teleport. That was neat. All right, another thing is YouTube. The virtual reality YouTube app is really good. Just standard videos look awesome in it anyway, but then there's a lot of 360 and 180. I found that I like the 180 better because I get dizzy in 360, like looking around, that gets me dizzy. But the 180, I can kind of keep everything in view, and there's a lot of 180 apps on there. So the YouTube app has so much to see. I like that one a lot. The built-in browser is pretty cool, like the way it has the keyboards, and I wish I knew how to put this stuff on the screen for you, but there's like, the keyboard looks really cool, and the screen looks cool. The resolution of it isn't the best, but the browser's cool. What else have I done? All right, I remember one. this is back to the Wander app. Think Google Earth. On it, there's, I never noticed this on Google Earth or Google Street View or whatever, but there's some locations that have been filmed more than once or more than twice, 3 times, 4 times. So in my case, there was the Pembroke Lakes Mall was filmed in 2008, 2011, 2017, and 2018. So it's like, all right, so why are you telling us this? Well, what's neat is if you're standing in front of this, anything, it doesn't have to be the Pembroke Lakes Mall, but let's just say you're standing in front of something, you could change the years and see how the terrain has changed from each time that it was filmed. So it's like a time machine. Like literally you could see how everything changes, and what's really funny about it is 2011 to 2018, the footage looks great. It's like HD. But the 2008 camera is really, really bad, and so you're seeing nice footage, and if you flip it back to 2008, everything looks like 320 by 240, and it just looks like those cheapy cameras that you bought when. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. So, but the point is that you could change the years and just see the terrain change, and it's really like being in a time machine. Oh, okay. So there's a thing called Oculus Venue. And there's different times and dates where like events happen in VR. So what I mean is, I watched the show Billions. I love Billions. And there just happened to be an ad that said, hey, Billions is premiering right now in Oculus Venue. So I was like, oh, okay, let's see what this is like. I click on it, and it's like you're in this big, gigantic, not gigantic, but a big movie theater. And there was about 4 or 5 other people that were also watching it. So as you look around, like left and right, you could see other avatars. So I had my character. I couldn't see myself. Well, I could see my hands. And then I looked to the right, and I saw like a couple guys watching Billions. And I looked to my left, and I saw a couple other people watching it. And I think you could talk to them. I turned my mic off because it was my first time, and I really didn't want to talk to anybody. But I think you can. And I'm guessing, I haven't tried this yet, but there's like a mic in there. And the audio is really neat, and I think you could just talk and hear another person, but I haven't done that yet. And I finally got a friend on VR. Somebody I know through Facebook, like I said, hey, here's my gamer tag, or I don't even know what it's called for Oculus Go. But, so he added me. I haven't been on since I got added, but in future videos I'll talk about what that's like. But I think you could just talk and hear somebody. And then there's like another app where I think you can watch movies with people, or it's called Oculus Rooms. And so you could like design your own like VR room and invite people over. I haven't done that yet, but that seemed kind of neat. There's a lot of like social apps. I haven't used any of those. Again, I'm new to it. And when you get this, first off, for the price, for $199 to $250, the experience you're gonna get, especially if you're like me, where you haven't really ever experienced virtual reality. Like I had the Google Cardboard, but like less than 5 minutes. And I remember when I put the Google Cardboard on for the first time, I thought, like the first second I was like, oh, this changes everything. This changes everything. And then I was like, oh. But when I first put this on, I just remember thinking like, finally I got what I always wanted. So much like anger came out of me. I'm a happy guy, but there was a part of me that was like feeling ripped off of my experience on Earth, that I didn't have virtual reality, and then when I finally got it, I couldn't use it. I was like, what a rip off! What a rip off this life has been. I don't get to do VR. But then getting this Oculus Go for let's just call it $250. What a steal to get into this, like, man, just putting this thing on, and then it takes you into the world. I'm doing it right now. Oh my goodness, dude, it's so addictive. This is so addictive, and I don't even care. And okay, so here's the controller, and you see like this like lightsaber. It's not like a lightsaber, but it's like this beam that comes out of it, and you can look at the controller itself, and dude, I just wish it was like touchscreen, but it is like head screen. So right now what I'm seeing is there's this. Man, I feel like I'm ripping you guys off. I'm just gonna wait till I learn how to put this onto the computer and show you what it's like. This is not like an Oculus Pro channel. I've seen a couple guys have channels advertising the features of this, and they do a great job. This is never gonna be like that. It's just gonna be of like my actual experience getting into it, also trying to persuade others to try it out, because I think VR, this really is the changer. There's physiological effects, and I know that's probably why it's not out there more. And I do get dizzy using it, and it's not even dizzy. There's like this feeling that goes down the back of my like head and my neck, and I've experienced it when I was on the mission to Mars at Epcot. Kind of like that feeling, even though I'm not even moving, I'm just sitting here. And if I watch anything that has a lot of motion, so what I wanted was, I didn't want to play like the 360 video games or anything like that, because I know that's just gonna just make me sick. But what I wanted was, I wanted to watch movies in VR, or just read, or check out like websites, and just be able to chill. Because I'm at a computer all day, right? So I just want to like kick back in my house and just put this on and just like relax and chill. And you could do that, and there's even a way, I forget, for like certain apps. So like most of the time you have to be centered like this, right? Because that's how the whole, I guess, balance of it. But there's some apps where you could like redo it and just like chill back, and it'll make your vision from here. Also, man, there's this chemistry app that is really cool. It's like, it was well done. Actually, let me give you the name of it. Let me find where it is. So while I'm trying to find it, it had, man, and there's like, this is so cool. You look down and there's this like menu down here: home, library, store, browser, TV, search. So you click on like, so library, that's where all my apps are. And this particular app, I don't even remember the name of it. Oh man, this thing has changed a bit. Oh, there's a game called Playback. It's really not a game, but it's like, it's like a show that's in 360, and it's pretty neat. And where is this at? Oh, okay, so it's called Mel Chemistry VR. It's, you have to pay for like the different modules, but man, the visuals on it are incredible. And it's funny because like after the whole flat Earth thing, you know, you get your science creds revoked by everybody, and then it's so much that you start to wonder, like, man, do I actually know my science? As I've been going through this chemistry app, I've been sitting there saying, of course I know this. I went to school. I went through chemistry class. So it's stuff, if you paid attention in school, it's nothing you didn't already know, but it is pretty neat as they zoom in on the atoms. And obviously it's not a real zoom in, it's a 3D CGI zoom in on all the atoms. But man, it visually looks cool, and to be like amongst all the atoms is so neat. There's like about solids, gases, liquids, all the stuff you learn in school. I think there's like there's a periodic table section, and then, you know, kind of explaining all the different parts of each period. Obviously you have the noble gases, the metals, the heavy metals, and the alkalines and all that. But it has all that, teaches you all of it. A nice review. Also, here you go, for the flat Earth, because you're probably wondering, all right, when's he gonna get to the flat Earth? That is like one of the features why I bought this. So there was a video of someone putting up the, you know, the air balloon, the air balloons that go up to like 120,000 feet in the sky, and you see the whole Earth, and man, it is 360 degrees of flatness. You look around, there's no curve at all. Again, you know, Neil deGrasse Tyson will tell you you're not high enough to see the curve. Yeah, fine, no, I get it. But at 120,000 feet, which is way higher than I've ever been in an airplane, no curve. And the curve part, that's just one thing. You won't see a curve. Like, try it. Like, I almost, pay $200, get this, and go on these air balloon apps, look around, and see if you see the curve. Also, what's really amazing, you can look straight down. Now, a lot of clouds block it, but if you want to get the ultimate of vertigo, we're talking, you know, that Dubai, the highest building in Dubai, that's one thing to look down. But imagine looking down from 120,000 feet on an air balloon. Look, you could do this. You could look down. It's not just 360 left and right. It's up and down as well. And you can look straight down and just think about what it would be like to jump from there. Oh, in that same video, what I saw was the sun. It's not 93 million miles away, at least from what I saw. It looked like it was thousands, not tens of millions of miles away. So you just try it for yourself. I mean, if you're on the edge, if you're even open to this idea of flat Earth, or maybe all this is not what we're told, check out that video. I'll put a link in the description to it. You can look down, you can look left and right, you don't see curve, and you look at the sun, and it's close. It's not 93. The idea of it being 93 million miles away, you're like, nah, there's just no way. It doesn't even look like it's thousands of miles away. It looks like it's hundreds, but we'll say thousands. So you get to experience that. At least see it for yourself. I'm not saying, I'm not telling you to believe in flat Earth or anything. I'm not telling you to believe anything. I don't know what the shape of the Earth is. I've been to this virtual reality space, and then you see what you see there. That's kind of like uncut footage with these 360 balloons that are done by individual amateurs, and then you watch like the National Geographic or the NASA stuff, and it's the stuff that they have just does not match what you see here, and it's always cutting away. You know, it's like, can you just put the Earth there? Just let us take a look. It's always a cutaway. There's always an obstruction. There's always a this and that trickery. But hey, whatever. If you believe in science and all that, that's good. I'm not trying. This is not a persuasion. This is not an argument. It's a persuasion to get you to try this out and take a look for yourself. So if you want to get the Oculus Go, I will have links in the description below. Also, if you want to hear about my Odyssey, my Oculus Go Odyssey, let me know either in the comments or with a thumb up or a thumb down. If you don't really care about this, if VR means nothing to you, or my evolution of how I'm becoming happier and happier and less angry about where's my future, let me know. That's what this is going to be about. I'm gonna learn how to put it on my computer so that I can show you what I'm seeing, because I know right now you're just looking at my face and it's like, dude, I mean, you're somewhat interesting to look at for about half a minute, but come on, give us something better to look at. But this is I just wanted to share with you that this Oculus Go it's taming me. It's I really wanted you know, if you've followed this channel, I want the robots, I want the automation, I want the AI, I wanted virtual reality. I couldn't get the virtual reality. I bitched about it. And then when I finally got it, I was embarrassed that I couldn't hang with it from the motion sickness. But this works for me. The battery life is about 2 hours ish. Maybe not quite 2 hours, but it's over 1 hour. And it's a good thing, because if it wasn't 1 to 2 hours, I'm telling you, you put this thing on and you don't want to leave. And it's not that real life is not that good. It's just that this is like almost better than real life, because you could go all over the world. You could go to space. Oh, the space apps are pretty cool too. Like, I'm not really into space anymore. I used to be a space enthusiast. Flat Earth ruined it all. I used to love aliens and whatnot, but there's a couple cool space apps. The solar system app is cool. And then there's this other one, I can't remember the name of it, but it's about like time and like Einstein's equations and how that relates to time and the curvature of time and gravity with time and the farther you go away. It's just a really cool app, and there's like this cool guy like presenting the information, and like all kinds of cool imagery happens. So there's so much neat stuff to see, and this is just the beginning of this. This Oculus Go it's not promoted as, most people haven't heard of this thing yet, so that's why I'm promoting it, because I think this is the beginning of this Go. Here's the neatest part about the Go, and I probably should have said at the beginning. You just put this thing on and you're ready to go. You don't have to plug it into a computer. You don't have to have a good computer with a good graphics card. Like, you don't have to bother with sticking your phone into the front like the cardboard you had to. Everything is built in. This is all you need. There's a cable to plug it, to charge it. And this is the only controller, and it's so intuitive. You got this trigger, you have a home button, and you have a back button. And then you also have like a touch, like a kind of like the mouse pad, which has, depending on the app, has different features. You could also click it in as well. So like, this is clickable, and then you could also scroll with it. So think of like the Apple, have you ever had an iMac? It's kind of like that, the mouse. So with this thing, you could get all the controls. Now, video gaming, you could pair your Xbox One S controller to this Bluetooth. So Bluetooth controllers work. And this is the biggest thing, and I probably should have said this at the beginning, is I heard that you could side load apps into this. So I'm going to make a video when I figure out how to do that. It may not be on this channel. If you guys don't want to hear about this, I'll put it on my Technuba channel, or actually it'll probably be on my video gaming channel. No, I'll put it on my Technuba channel. My video gaming channel is not monetized yet. I don't know where I'm going to put it yet, but I got to figure out how to do it first. But supposedly you could side load like Android apps onto this, which means there's emulators for like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis, Game Boy, and a couple other systems. So imagine playing, dude, I mean, as I'm saying this, my nose is a little itchy right now, sorry. But imagine playing Zelda or Super Mario Brothers in VR. I had a video, I don't know if it was on this channel or my gaming channel, where I played all the NES games on an 85-inch projector, which I thought was really killer at the time in like 2011. But this is the next step. Like this is the next step. All right, this video's gone a little longer than I thought it would. But one last thing I want to say. So I don't know if I put this in any of the books that I wrote or even ever mentioned this, but I always wanted to. I remember playing games at like arcades, those rooms that you would go in, and it'd be like 4 chairs, and everybody's like shooting at a screen. The games were never that good, but I remember like feeling immersed into the environment that I was in, like or the car games where you get inside, or some of the Star Wars games where you go into like an isolation room where it's just you and the game. And I always felt like that was a really good environment. Like I wish it was used for education. And I used to try to think like, all right, well, how I wanted to have like a box where you go in the box and all around you was imagery. This is before I'd ever used anything like this, but I remember thinking like, how am I going to construct that box and how am I going to do the video for it? And I was like, this is just too expensive for it to be useful. But I thought like that full immersion, sensory immersion into a room where it blocks everything out and it's just you and learning, educational information coming in where you're not distracted by your external environment. Now, through this, it's possible. So I'm saying out there, if you were an Oculus content creator, try to get the word out to education production companies that if you can make some really good immersive educational apps for this, it would be like that chemistry app is pretty amazing, but it could be even better. So that's what, because education, and I've been trying to find, you know, when I saw Matrix and hey Tank, I need to know Kung Fu. Whoa, I know Kung Fu. You know, I want that info to be just put into the mind so quick, but right now we still have to do it linearly. So I'm saying this is the best way to do it through VR, is just to have info just totally given to you in the VR world. Because when you're trying to read, your peripherals can still see the rest of your room. There's still distractions, or it's not even comfy to read, right? Just imagine putting this on and just having just knowledge dropped into your... Dude, there's nothing else going on except the world that I'm looking at right now. And that's all I'm saying. That's the possibilities of this. It's going to be used for entertainment. And that's the neat thing about this too. I actually asked the universe. I was like, all right, I know the Google Cardboard's not going to work. I just want like a place for me to consume entertainment or information. And this accomplishes that. I could just sit back and chill and just take all the information in. And so basically my prayer was answered, because all the other stuff is just too complicated to set up. This, literally, you put this thing on and bam, it like automatically turns on. You use the controller to sync the screen and then bang, you're in. No wires, no nothing. So that's my sales pitch. You want to buy one? I do get a little commission if you use my link. It's not the reason why I'm making this. I'm making this literally to share with you this new tech that's out. They finally... It's not 100% perfected, but it is convenient finally. And if you're not tech savvy, and I am tech savvy, but the last thing I want to do at the end of my workday, which I work with tech all day, is to bother with more tech or to have to tinker. This, you pick it up and you could literally take it out of the box. You got to charge it first, but once it's charged, you could use it fresh out the box without having to do anything. I think you have to set up an account, but there's an Oculus app that does all that. Anyway, so now that I've said all that, this video is way longer than expected, but I wanted to share my experience. If you wanted to get one, use my link. Add me. I think my username is like jonathan.lippy.7. And I don't even remember. I don't even know how to add people yet. I think there's actually, let's find out. Let me just put this on real quick. And let me just sync it up and look down. So, people, friends. Holy cow. Okay, so it says profile, friends, parties, events, report. Let's go to friends. And it's loading up. Alright, I got one. Ooh, people you may know. I don't know these people, but I might know them. Far out. And there's parties. I haven't even explored this whole thing yet. So I think this is where things are going. I want to try to get a 360 camera as well. I'm thrilled about this. Oculus Go, $200 to $250, enter a whole different world. All right, well, I'll see you in the next one.